Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'll be doing to-do list using Next.js and TypeScript in these YouTube tutorials. So I was doing backend videos using Go, and parallelly I will also do some front end so that you have a complete idea of how to build a full stack application. So in today's video, we will focus on building a to-do list. It's basically like a list wherein you like enter all the to-do items like do homework or something, and the list keeps getting up and updated, and you can either delete items from the list or add new items. It's a very basic app, but we will be using like Next.js and TypeScript, the latest UI stack, and we will see like how we can explore this. Some of the prerequisites is you should have a good understanding of JavaScript. Wherever I feel like I should tell some core concepts, I will be explaining that. But in general, I hope that you know JavaScript, and I also expect you to have some good understanding of React, because most of the hooks and functions that we'll be using are very similar to React. In fact, the React itself. So basically, like, I expect you to know JavaScript and React. Other than that, if I feel any core concepts that I have to explain it on the go, I'll do that. So now let's go ahead and build this app. So basically, we need two things for building a to-do list. One is the list itself. You need like a array that can hold each of the values of your to-do list, and you need like a one more string variable which holds the latest text that you are entering. Like if you enter do homework, we need like a string to hold that value. So if you are familiar with React, again, the way we store all these values in memory is using use state hook. So we'll be using use state to like create these two things. I'll show you how we will do that. So const to do's, this will be our list, and set to do's use state. And since we are using TypeScript, we need to explicitly mention the type. We are using string, and then the default value is empty list. And then again, to do, as I mentioned, you need to hold the string. So to do set to do. And also you can observe we are using camel case, which is like a good coding standard to use in JavaScript. Again, the type is string, and then the default value is an empty string. Okay, so these two things we coded up, and now like what else is needed after? I think we can write the UI now, and then we can write appropriate functions. So currently I just have a heading to do app, and then we will need like a input field. So this basically takes in the whatever you type, right, for the to-do list. This input tag basically captures it. Type is, we will be dealing with text, and value will be to do. And again, here, see, whenever you're using like this in if you're familiar with React, this is called as JSX. So whenever you're writing a JavaScript inside JSX, you need to like wrap it inside a curly braces. So that's why you have curly braces to do. And now value is to do. What else do we need for input? So on change, whenever the input changes, we have to call a function called update to do list. Let's call this function No, I don't think, okay, not here. I don't think I'll have to call this function here. Whenever the value of the input text changes, I need to like update the to-do string. Sorry, I'll have to be updating the to-do string. So we will take an event e and do set to do e dot target dot value. Yeah, so whenever you type in a text, you need to update the string to do. So that's exactly what we are doing here. And then after you are done with that, let's close the tag, and we'll have like a button called add to do. So this is where I was telling you, right? We'll write a function to update the to-do list. We have to actually be doing that here. So on click, when you click, we will have like a function. Here I'm defining an arrow function, which will be calling a function called update to-do list. We will be calling this function. Let's write that function const update to-do list. There are different ways in which you write functions in JavaScript. As you can see here, this is one way of writing it, like function name and braces, and you write the function. This is like one more way, like using arrow function. You write like define the function name as const update to do list, which is the function name, and then you take the parameter, and then inside this function you can define whatever you want. So basically this syntax is called arrow function, which is like a relatively new way of writing function in JavaScript. This is still TypeScript. I'll be using TypeScript and JavaScript interchangeably because they're almost same. The only difference is you need to strictly define types in TypeScript. So what do we do in this update to-do list? We need to call set to-dos function. It will basically unpack the previous value of to-dos and add the new value of to-do. Okay, and also we need to like set to-do, set it to empty. So basically what we are doing here, so whenever you click the button, the to-do list will be updated with new value. So basically this list here, which you have defined here, list of strings, will be updated. So in JavaScript this is called unpacking. So basically for this set to do, you need to pass a new updated list. So the way you do that is define a list, and the first parameter should be dot 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 to do. So this will update the list with previously whatever values existed. It will unpack. When you do dot dot dot, it will unpack previous values, and then comma to do, which is the new value which you set. So this new list will be passed to set to do, and whatever the previous value was there in set to do, basically this to do, whatever the previous value is there, reset it to empty, because whenever you add a new element to the list, it should be captured, right? So you reset it back to empty. Okay, after you do that, the next thing is to actually update the list. So we'll have a list tag li, and then we'll have like a JavaScript. As I told you, whenever we have to write like JavaScript inside JSX, we need a curly braces. The way we do it is to-dos dot map. So I hope you're again familiar with all these functions in JavaScript. Map, reduce, filter, all these are like sort of very important functions to know. So make sure you revise on that. So yeah, value index and then this. Now UI, sorry, not UI, UL key should be index, and then value should be here. So again, like inside JSX you're using JavaScript, so wrap it and use it. And then you also need a button to delete it, delete the to do value whenever you want. So on click you will be calling delete to do, and you need to pass index because we need to know which index to delete. Okay, and then delete to do. What is the parent element? Some issue here, we'll fix it. What was the issue? Div. Okay, there had to be a parent element div which should have key, and then UI should have, UL should have value, and button should exist. Okay, sure. That's why we are using cursor, so whenever there is some issue with JSX or anything, we can easily fix it. Now let's write delete to do. Delete to do. This will take index as parameter. Index as parameter, and then set to-dos dot filter, and we'll take the value, comma index, and all the, basically take all the values where I is not equal to index. Basically all the values where I is not equal to index. Basically filter function filters the list, and the condition to filter the list is I is not equal to index. There's again some issue with formatting. Okay, let's accept this. Set to-dos dot filter I is not, or double equal to, because yeah, you also should know the difference between double equal to and triple equal to in JavaScript. When you do triple equal to, it also checks the type in, not just the value, so it's a better way of doing it. So it's good that we do triple equal to here, but I'm sure even if you do double equal to, it works in this case. As this is TypeScript, again you need to mention the type. The type is number here. Yeah, so also guys, there were like some issue while I was writing the previous code. So I had not called the like I had just written on click is equal to update to do list, but I had to call the function update to do list with parenthesis, and then I had written it like in reverse. UL is the outer tag and LI should be the inner tag. I had written it in a reverse manner, so those two things have to be changed. So I'm just like adding it in front of you so that you can see like what other changes I had to like make. Now let's look into the UI and see how it looks like. How the UI looks. So let's reload it. So do homework. Yeah, we got a list where we have do homework and we have delete to do button. If you click, that will go. We also are getting undefined here. um, we will have to see how we can get rid of that. We can, if we can see here in the code, is there any way we can get rid of undefined? We are traversing. We have an empty list. Let's check. Getting undefined in the beginning of the list. What is the reason for that? Oh, I need to handle the case where the array is empty, which I'm not doing. They are suggesting todos.length is greater than 0. Only if the length of todo is greater than 0, you print it. I don't think that's a good way of doing it. Is there any other way I can do this? Or what if I do here, like, if I do something like if todo dot trim. What if I do something like this? So basically we will check if todo exists. Only then we basically like update it into the list. If not, we won't even update it into the list. So will it get rid of the error? Do homework, add to todo. Yeah, we got rid of that error. So yeah, basically like what I thought of is uh, the AI was suggesting some exhaustive way, like check the length of the to do while updating, but that will just make it complicated if you are checking all that inside a JSX here. So I thought we can just like have like a if condition while updating the to do list itself. So basically, if it is a empty string, if to do is an empty string, when you trim the spaces in an empty string, the string doesn't exist. So this condition itself is not valid. If it is any other string, if you by mistake had given a space while entering a string, it will just trim those spaces. And if a string exists, only then we will update the list. So that's what we are doing here. Yeah, and as you saw, it is working also. Now let's add some CSS using Tailwind and make it look good. And as I mentioned, I won't be writing code to add CSS because we can just make use of Copilot for all that. Make the UI look good using some nice Tailwind CSS. Okay, I think now it's adding some CSS using Tailwind. Let's accept it and see how the UI looks like now. Yeah, this looks pretty good compared to what I had previously. Let's check this. Do homework. I can't even see the text, so that is not good. That's not good. Let's ask it to like make the text black. Okay. Now let's do it. Do homework. Do homework. Add to do. Yeah, do homework and do gym. Eat dinner. Then we should be able to delete. Let's delete homework. Yeah, seems like it works. Can delete everything else. We got rid of undefined error also. Yeah, that's it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video, and please subscribe if you haven't, and stay tuned for more front end and back end content. Thank you.